Welcome to the JSD Fantasy Football Podcast with your boy Scott Papa Fox Jackson, my guy Mr. Prestige John Evans, and the one and only bearded warrior Big Dale Gibson, and we are JSD. Welcome to the pod, y'all.
Welcome to JSD Fantasy. I'm John.
I'm Scott.
I'm Dale.
All right, and we are JSD Fantasy. Welcome to the pod, guys.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Week 3. We had it.
Ooh, boy, week 3, man.
Just when we thought it couldn't get any weirder. So on this episode, we were going to try to do a live stream. That didn't work. We need your guys' help with that because we need at least 50 subscribers. We are a new channel, so we do need everyone to start sharing the channel and getting friends to subscribe, actually watch the content and become fans. We want to build the channel, and we can't do live streams until we hit at least 50 subscribers. We're a fifth of the way there, so
we need help.
All the help.
So if you guys just help us out, share. Let's get some subscribers so we can start doing bigger things. I already started playing around a little bit with the social medias. We're going to get that wrapped up. It's been a busy week at work. Life gets in the way, so try to get that squared away this week. And if we can get 50 subscribers by next week, we'll do a live stream and interact with you guys. So all of our times are based on Pacific Standard Time for those of you on the East Coast or in the Midwest. But yeah, all right. So we're going to do a quick recap of week 3 and a quick waiver wire show. We're going to try to get this posted before waivers hit tonight. I know it's a long shot that you guys are going to be able to see this or hear this before then. But if anything, it'll give you some, they were right about that moments. So starting that off, Dale, you want to run point on this one this week?
Yeah.
Since you were unable to attend last week, sir, with your fatherly duties.
Yes, I had all the fatherly duties. So yeah, I'll take point on this one. Let's start off with tight end struggles continuing. How do you guys feel about the tight end landscape real quick?
It's a sad space, man. It's a sad space. So essentially, this year seemed to be like the year that people were like, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm getting an elite tight end, and I'm going to be secure at the position. Psych. No, you're not. You are not secure. If you took Sam Laporta, Trey McBride, Travis Kelce, I'd probably say your best bet so far has been probably like Brock Bowers. And even he had like week last week. So elite tight end is not so elite so far.
John, how you feeling?
Yeah, so I think I'm highest on Brock Bowers. In most leagues, he got you about 9.5 points, but he's consistent, and his athleticism is there. Nothing's changed since he left Georgia. So I'm super high on him. I still think we've got some bounce backs coming from a lot of the main tight ends, but I mean, honestly, what do we know? Because things haven't been happening. Mark Andrews gave you a goose egg if you played him this last week. Likely wasn't good for more. Didn't even make it to 2 points. So, I mean, you've got this, and you have like Cole Kmet's breaking out again.
Yeah, boy.
32 points, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So,
And
I mean,
you even have Gesicki with 2 solid outings back to back.
Yep.
So you've got the tight ends that you weren't expecting to.
Where'd you go, Dale?
oh, I think he froze up on us.
Well, so what I think he was getting at, essentially, this is why we stream tight end, right? This is why we don't spend high draft picks on tight ends, because who the hell knows what's about to happen, right? Mike Gesicki, Cole Kmet, Tyler Conklin, even Noah Fant, I think had, if I'm not mistaken, about 15, 16 points, depending on PPR. I feel about the PPR. But streaming tight ends still seems to be the way to go. Like you said, though, John, the bounce back is happening. I think technically Trey McBride was on the way to a decent game. He got a concussion. And then same thing with Sam Laporta. He was on the way to a decent game. Low ankle sprain. Came back to the game, but essentially that was his day. So we'll see, man. Maybe it'll bounce back.
Yep, I'd have to agree. I don't think necessarily you have to stream tight end. It's definitely an option because of injuries or just the weirdness of this year so far. But I mean, you can take flyers, like you said. Just depends on game script and situations, and even then you can't predict it. So your best bet is to make sure those positional players are really picked and really given a high value during draft time when you're making your team. So it just goes to show you.
Yeah, buddy.
So
well, while we wait for Dale. Oh, hey, welcome back, my man.
I'm back.
All right.
My Wi-Fi took a shit.
All right.
Okay. So
speaking of taking shits, what do you got next?
not so much taking a shit. So Jawan Jennings, I think last week's fantasy darling, outside of maybe Andy Dalton. How are we feeling about Jennings moving forward, given Samuel might be out another week, possibly two?
So you won't be getting the same production, but definitely a viable pick. Definitely somebody you can put in your flex at the very least, right? He's essentially filling in for the Debo role. Jennings can essentially do what it seems like everything, right? I would start him on flex at the very least, maybe wide receiver 2. He's not going to have a wide receiver 1 week or number 1 overall week again, but he's definitely somebody you can still play and put in your starting lineup.
So with Jennings, if he's still available out there, there's a waiver wire right there. There's a waiver pickup.
Number 1.
Also, you're going to have Debo out another 1-2 games, maybe. Ayuk's not producing. This is kind of why he needed to be at practice and there in the preseason. I hate holdouts. He's going to be a viable player. Yeah, Scott, you're right. His involvement will go down as star players come back. That's including Kittle. But you also have the rookie, Ricky Pearsall, should be coming back from the PUP list in about a week. So at least to be able to start practicing, correct?
I believe it's after week 5, so we might see him earliest week 6, depending on how he's feeling, how he's doing on, the field, week 7.
Right. So, I mean, Jennings is valuable for at least a few weeks, I think. I think you could play him in your flex. Definitely, if you need the help and you're running a little thin, definitely a solid waiver pickup. And if you already have him, good for you. Hope you started him after picking him up last week. Not a lot of people did.
Most people didn't.
He was on my bench in, I think, 2 leagues.
Bench points.
Yeah. But I still won the league, so it's okay.
All right.
Next up, let's talk about Jamar Chase having his comeback game. How are we feeling about Jamar Chase going forward? Is he back, or what are we feeling?
I'd say the whole Bengals offense is back. Honestly, that was the Bengals bounce back game, essentially, get back into the flow. They didn't close the deal, but I feel like everybody kind of got warmed up. Higgins was back finally. They had their full team, right? Just Jay Daniels just did the damn thing.
All right. So I kind of agree with you on that. I don't think you can lock him in as back yet. I think 2 more games, if he's consistent, he can be back. T. Higgins is not back yet.
No.
T. Higgins is not back yet. He had some points in garbage time. That's it. Like other than that, I think he held 2 points in fantasy for the entirety of that game until the fourth quarter. He did nothing until then. And I think that's because Burrow needed an option because Chase was covered up. So Jaden Daniels played a hell of a game. Oh, my God. He looks like the real deal. Good for him. Just really sucks for me having the yes, Dale. Yes. Again, the second draft pick, not the first. Caleb Williams is not the darling. It is Jaden Daniels. You were right. No, I was wrong. Got it on tape. You happy?
Yes, I am very happy. I've been very high on Jaden Daniels this offseason and so far throughout this season, and this just solidified my point that he was going to have a better season than Caleb Williams, minus all the weapons that Caleb Williams has. I believe Jaden Daniels is just a better player, and I think this really solidifies it.
Yes, sir.
So next topic, let's touch on Josh Allen and Sam Darnold real quick. So who are we thinking is the MVP front runner right now? I know it's early, but both quarterbacks are balling out, and Darnold is the surprise of the season so far.
Gotta be Josh Allen, bro. Can't be anybody else. Josh Allen has been killing it, like to say the least, right? He can't even really hit his full potential because they're blowing people out so much, bro. Like Josh Allen is MVP right now.
I think that's easy to say. He is producing. Don't get me wrong. Nobody was in on Sam Darnold. I don't even think Sam Darnold was in on Sam Darnold. He's surprising himself. Good for him. I mean, he's spent a lot of years in the wrong offenses that just it didn't work out. The Jets, Carolina. I mean, at least with the Niners, like he knew he was in the backup role, but I mean, he was still serviceable in that backup role. It just never came to that. Good for him. Good for him. Hate that we lost to them the other week. But, I mean, he did it. So I think he's definitely in the convo. Not counting Josh out, but, you know, you got to give the man credit. Sam Darnold, he's been on fire. And if he's available in any of your leagues, you better go get him. But I seriously doubt it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Scotty.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you can't discredit Sam Darnold. I still think Josh Allen is a front runner, but Sam Darnold is definitely doing his thing right now, and nobody expected it.
No, nobody did expect it. But I think as far as fantasy MVP goes, it goes to Josh Allen. Nobody's producing like Josh Allen right now for fantasy football. He's winning everybody their games just based off of, I mean, he played 3 quarters this last game, and in one of my leagues put up 79 points. Ridiculous. But what Sam Darnold on a Vikings team that nobody had any idea how they were going to do, you can't discredit it. I mean, the man is playing the best football of his career, and he's revitalized that team. So I think he's definitely in consideration. Granted, it's early in the season, but I think those two are definitely front runners right now, with a slight nod to Allen, just based off of, like you said, he's just blowing teams out. He's not playing full games, and you got to give him a slight nod in that.
Absolutely. And it's still early, fellas. Still very early. We got 14 more weeks of football regular season to go.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
So talking
we'll
about rest of season, are we selling, buying, or holding Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle?
Sell them. Send them boys to the shop. Bro, take him to the thrift shop. Like, I'm cool. I personally already sold Waddle. I have Waddle in one of my leagues. Personally, I sold him already. Not too mad at the haul I got for him. Tyreek is tough. So Waddle is a little easier to get off of and be like, okay, whatever. Tyreek Hill is tough. You don't want to give him up for too little, but I don't know if you want to hold on to him for too long either, man. So I'm saying sell, get rid of him, get him out of here. Some people say wait for Tyler Huntley. I've heard people talking about Russell Wilson may get traded to the Dolphins because of Justin Fields over in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I don't care. Get him off my team. I don't want to worry about it.
Yeah, so I think that all ties in. The Dolphins' struggles and everything like that. They went through 2 QBs that were both backups this week. Produced nothing. I mean, it's pretty bad when even your run game's affected by the fact that your quarterback just can't do anything with the ball. So I think you got Tyreek Hill is the hard one to just say, that's that X you just can't let go. You know what I mean?
Stay.
Yeah. So, but you got to. You have to say goodbye. Try to get something for them. Just if anything, for the name. You're selling Tyreek Hill. You get somebody that just like, oh, it's Tyreek Hill. Yeah, of course. Just get a fair trade. Treat him like he's a wide receiver too, and get at least a fair exchange for a wide receiver too. Forget the name.
Let her go.
Yep.
Let her go.
So,
Do you think you could get and would you do a Tyreek Hill in this situation, given their terrible quarterback situation? Would you do a Tyreek Hill for a Mike Evans?
yes.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
If I'm on the Tyreek Hill side, absolutely. If I'm on the Mike Evans side, nah, I'm cool.
Well, no. If you can get Mike Evans for Tyreek Hill, are you doing it?
In a heartbeat.
That's what he's saying.
That's what
I'm
Yep.
I'm sealing that with a kiss. Please take it.
So
yeah, no.
that's about the range we're looking at right there. And you could probably pull that off pretty easily. Just like you said, off of name alone, people aren't going to want to give up on Tyreek Hill. Even though he's got no quarterback, people are still going to hold on to him just because of the name.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Last topic. Are we going to think Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr. rest of the season?
That's tough, man. I would lean Marvin Harrison just because I believe in Kyler more than I believe in Daniel Jones. Even though Daniel Jones seems to understand the assignment. Get the ball to Neighbors. That's what matters. Get the ball to Neighbors and we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Scott on this one. MHJ, he's just that talent. It's there. Like Scott said last week, the rookies have shown up, and both of these guys have shown up. But like Scott said, I believe in Kyler more than I do Daniel Jones. Although Daniel Jones is looking better and doing what he should, getting the ball to Neighbors, and when he can't, giving it to Singletary and making this offense run as best it can. No, but count me for MHJ all the way.
Yeah, I have to agree. Harrison Jr., just based off of the quarterback play alone. Granted, Jones is playing decent football right now, but I think Kyler long-term is going to help Harrison Jr. produce better than Jones will for Neighbors. So I would definitely lean here rest of the season.
Exactly.
All right. That being said, waiver wires. Who are you guys higher on for the waiver wire tonight? Again, people might not see, probably won't see this until tomorrow, but at least we can get bragging rights for the ones that we hit. The ones that we miss, we won't talk about.
Man, you sweep it under the rug. Obviously, if he's available, Juwan Jennings got to be number one, right? But assuming that he's not available, I feel like a sneaky ad is Roshan Johnson. So last game, he had 5 targets, 4 receptions, 32 yards, 8 rushes for 30 yards, and 13 total touches. Now, Swift still led him with 17 touches, but I feel like the Bears are slowly fading Swift out. They know they made a mistake. They paid him way too much damn money, and they're trying to sneak out of the situation and ease in other people. And I think Roshan Johnson's going to actually benefit a lot from that.
Nice,
All right.
John.
Me or you, Dale?
I'll take it real quick. If they're available, which I would think in quite a few leagues they are, granted how they did the first couple weeks of the season, the Panthers offense.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dalton, Deontay Johnson, Chuba Hubbard. If any of them are available in any of your leagues, go pick them up. This offense looks revitalized with Andy Dalton at quarterback. And they didn't play a bad defense in Vegas. Vegas is a good defense, and he carved them up. And if I'm not mistaken, Deontay Johnson got 14 targets in that game. He is the clear-cut number one, and Chuba finally got a game going where he was actually able to produce both receiving and rushing. I was not expecting him to get such good rushing numbers in that game against that defense, but just with how the offense was working, he was able to get it going. So if any of them are available in your league, I would go pick them up.
Red Rocket.
All right, so piggybacking off of the Carolina Panthers, it's funny you said that, but I'm going to name the players you didn't. Xavier Legette turned out to be legit. So, I called that one last week. I mean, he didn't have a huge boom, but he didn't have a bust, and he got some looks. Now, especially with Adam Thielen going down with a hamstring injury, he's going to get increased targets. And if him and Andy can get a rapport going very well, then look out. And then don't forget, Jonathan Brooks is coming off of PUP. He will be available to start practicing and rejoin the team after week 4 or week 5. I think it's week 4, but he could be available as early as week 5 if somebody didn't grab them and stash them in their IR spot. Go get them.
Do it.
When he comes back, it's not going to be the Chuba Hubbard show anymore. This guy's got what it takes. He's a tank with momentum behind him. Go after him. It's going to be a fun offense, especially with Andy Dalton leading the way. This is about to get interesting. So I think that'll be a good pickup, either one of those guys. And can't really think of anybody else unless some idiot dropped Roma Dunze, and he got you almost 30 points this last week.
Oh man, well I would
That one
say
still hurts. I dropped a Dunze, and Scotty, you picked him up quick.
I picked him up, man. Immediately as soon as you dropped him, I picked him up, and he got me a smooth 30 on the bench.
On the bench, but Bears offense, hey, it's coming together, right? Right?
Sir.
Right?
Kind of. They're just not winning.
Hey, baby steps.
Yeah, we'll get there. The Bears actually have a nice schedule for the next 4 games. Nothing too crazy with opponents. They might actually be able to gain some momentum there and start catching a stride and getting some points. As long as the receiver room can get right. If Keenan Allen's going to stay out, that's a big question mark. A lot of people use a lot of draft capital to try to take him as the number 1 or even the number 2, or at least knowing that he was going to have some kind of a role in that offense. and he hasn't.
He's played one game, right?
No.
He played the first week, did he not?
Did he?
Yeah, he played week 1, and that was it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he led like in targets week 1, so everybody thought like, hey, he may be the number 1.
Yeah, so but it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same injury that he had last year.
Big
So,
heel.
yeah, so it's just not looking good. If I have him in one league, and I'm gonna try to shop him to one of you guys, so I want to step away from it and get into something else. So, speaking on that, and then we'll get off of here and start the next episode for next week. What are you guys' thoughts on Michael Pittman Jr. right now?
Man, 12-team PPR, drop him. That boy got to go.
Yeah, so I figured I'd bring him up because he's just non-existent. If you could trade him now, trade him fast. Otherwise, you're holding on to him until he blows up, has a big game, and hoping somebody likes the recency bias, right? So
trade that man for a bag of peanuts, bro.
You're not gonna get really anything for him at this point. Richardson's completing 50% of his passes, and it's not good. He's not an accurate quarterback. He likes to throw the ball deep, and when he throws it deep, it goes to Alec Pierce. He's not favoring Pittman at all. So I don't know what it looks like going, but if you have him on your roster, try and trade him away for a low bench piece because he's not it. Not this year.
Yep, I agree. All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode. We're going to go ahead and hop off here and start recording our episode that'll post up tomorrow for the week to come, week 4. So if you guys are watching this, share it, like it, subscribe. We need subscribers. But we will see you on the next episode, which will drop on Wednesday. So you guys have a good night, and we are JSD Fantasy.
JSD, like, comment, subscribe. We need it.
Please, we need that interaction. We need subscribers. We need the help. We can't do it without you guys. Hope you guys have a good night.
All right. Appreciate you all.
Yes, sir.
JSD.